Hello aspirants, welcome to Ecom IS Academy. In this video, we are going to discuss about enemy agents ordinance that has been invoked in the recent times in the Union Territory of Jammu and Kashmir. So what is this all about the ordinance? What is its brief background and why it is considered as harshest law? Like for example, if you consider it with UAPA, Unlawful Activities Prevention Act, it normally awards more stricter punishments than the UAPA. So why this particular law was enforced in Jammu and Kashmir, and what is a brief background of it, and what are the key features of this particular law, we are going to see in this video. So let us understand. First thing, why it is in news. Recently, the DGP, you can say DGP or Director General of Police of Jammu and Kashmir, has ordered the persons who are conspiring along with the terrorists to destabilize the country or even the territorial integrity and all. So they have to be treated as enemy agents. That means even the persons who are going to help these persons also will be considered as enemy agents, and they will be prosecuted under this Enemy Agents Ordinance of 2005, according to the Jammu and Kashmir DGP. So then what is this all about? You need to understand what is the ordinance here. So generally in parliamentary language, we consider ordinance as a temporary law. So when the parliamentary house or two houses are not in session, then generally president or the governors, in case of state, they have the power to ensure that a temporary law is coming into force. Then that has to get the authorization from the parliament or state legislature. But this particular ordinance is not the same. So what you have to keep in mind, this has its origins in the year 1917 in the time of Dogra rule. So at the time when Dogra Maharaj is ruling Kashmir, at that time they used to call the laws as ordinances. So when it was having its origins in the form of 1917 law, that is why we are considering this as an ordinance. That's it. Okay, this is not like parliamentary ordinance which you see generally in the polity. Then another thing you have to keep in mind is, so this has been enacted in the year 1917. Then what happened after 1947? Partition was in force. So when partition was made, and Jammu and Kashmir, again it got some special status in the form of Article 370, post-independence and all these things. Then what happened after, in 2019, when Jammu and Kashmir Reorganization Bill was passed and Article 370 was repealed, then what happened? Some of the laws which are state specific, for example, in Jammu and Kashmir only if they are in force, though some of the laws got repealed and some of the laws continued. But here what happened? This is also one of the law which got continued. But actually after this 1917 Dogra rule, again it was passed in the year 2005 by the then Jammu and Kashmir Assembly. So it was the present law which was in force was passed by the Jammu and Kashmir Assembly in the year 2005. So this was unaltered almost, you can say. Then what got altered is, so previously we used to have this is RPC, Ranbir Penal Code. That is the penal code that is in force in the state of Jammu and Kashmir before reorganization. But after reorganization, now that was replaced with Indian Penal Code. And Indian Penal Code also recently got replaced with Bharatiya Nyaya Sanhita. So this is a basic change that was brought, and the brief background of this particular act or ordinance. Then who is considered as an enemy agent here means any person who is going to aid another person in threatening the country's sovereignty, territorial integrity and all, he will be also considered as enemy agent and he will be prosecuted under this particular act. Then what is the punishment that they will be awarding here is either death sentence or mostly rigorous life imprisonment. Death sentence or rigorous life imprisonment will be awarded. Then what are the trials under this ordinance is, normally the persons who are getting arrested here. So under Article 22 of Indian Constitution, where you have punitive detention and preventive detention. So when you are arrested on any of the grounds of detention, then you also have a right to consult your legal practitioner. But what happens here? The persons who are arrested under this particular offense, so they will not get any right here and to consult their advocate. So right to have a consultation with advocate will not be available under this particular law. Then whether there will be an appeal against the verdict means here the actual prosecution of this particular act or these offences will be taken care by a specialized court will be there. So whatever the judgment that this court passes will be mostly final. But who can challenge this or who can again go for the appeal means only the government. So in case if the government feels that there is a need in the revision of that particular judgment, then it has to take the help of High Court judges and then it only can go for appeal, but no other person can appeal against the verdict already passed under this particular specialized court. Then what is the bar on ordinance is normally what is the punishment given, on what charges he was arrested. All these things cannot be publicized. Means you cannot put these into publication format. Then another thing you have to understand is, has this ordinance arrested or resulted in trials of any person? Means many of the Kashmiris got arrested already, and how it is different is, it is considered as more stringent in the terms, it is more stricter in punishments than UAPA. You already know UAPA is a specialized law that was passed in the year 1967. This is considered as an anti-terror law in India, and you very well know that this particular UAPA cases will be dealt by National Investigating Agency, which is the counter-terror force we have in India, right? Then another thing you have to keep in mind is, this is an exception to general criminal law. I told you many number of times in the previous videos that general law we have the prevention, you can say the presumption of innocence of guilt will be there. At the same time, the burden of proof will be on the prosecution in general law. But in specialized laws like UAPA and all these type of laws, we have the burden of proof on the accused itself, and getting a bail is very difficult in these type of cases. So these provisions are considered as stringent provisions, and with respect to this enemy agents ordinance, it is more stringent than UAPA. UAPA is only the law which was mostly invoked, and you can say having low conviction rate, for which it was being criticized by many people. But still, if you consider this enemy agents ordinance as well as UAPA, you have this more stringent than UAPA. So this is with respect to enemy agents ordinance, which is in force in the Union Territory of Jammu and Kashmir. So we have seen what is the brief background of it, what are the important features which are making it more stringent and strict with respect to prevention of terrorism and all these things. And we also have seen a comparative difference between UAPA and enemy agents ordinance of Jammu and Kashmir. So this is all with respect to this video. If you like the video, please let me know in the comment section. Thank you for watching. All the very best.